Hey everybody, Chris here. Welcome on a Friday night. How's everyone doing? I'm doing well. We had up and down trading for the week, and we'll see where things go from here. But tonight we're going to talk a little bit about currency and using crypto as a currency, Dogecoin, Bitcoin, others. That's going to be kind of the theme, but it's also going to be wrapped around the price as well. So what do we have right now? We've got price recovering today from a little dump we had earlier this morning, which this is the Dogecoin chart we're looking at here. Let me drop down here in the corner and take a look at a little bit closer. And I'll talk about the white circle in a minute. But yeah, last night Doge is up here about 6.4, 6.39. And then this morning was a dump and then recovered during the day. So that's pretty good. Bitcoin hasn't quite recovered like Doge has. So Doge is up versus Bitcoin for the day. And what does that mean when we look at that? Well, that means Doge is trading well. And guess what? In the top 10 cryptocurrencies, Dogecoin has passed Cardano again. Charles Hoskinson and the Cardano fans probably aren't very happy about that. But here's Dogecoin, number 7, $8.975 billion market cap at number 7. So for those that are saying, oh, Doge is just a meme, it's going to go to zero. And I just look at this and I just say, Dogecoin's been around a long time and it's the top 10 currency. It's been a top 10 currency for years. And better than many other esteemed projects, people that think Cardano, Solana, and others are great. Doge is above them. So there's something about Doge that's out there. A lot of anticipation about Dogecoin's use. SpaceX, Doge 1 mission. Elon Musk and the X app, Doge as payment. This is Dogecoin as currency. This is using Doge, which is what Bitcoin was meant to be with the Bitcoin white paper, right? Bitcoin was meant to be this digital currency, but Dogecoin actually does make a better currency. Mark Cuban agreed with that. We covered Mark Cuban a couple of years ago and everything that Mark was saying. But now we're looking at Bitcoin, $25,000 for a Bitcoin. Dogecoin is like 6 cents. 6.3 cents for a Doge. A lot easier just in terms of, in your mind, thinking of like, how many of these do I need to spend to buy that kind of thing as a currency? And so when you're looking at a price like 25,000, it's like something costs $10. Well, how many Bitcoin is that? I have no idea. I can't do the math. I can't do the math in my head. But for Dogecoin, it's really easy to do the math on that. It's 6 cents a Dogecoin. You're going to spend $10 on something. That's pretty easy. So at a high level, Dogecoin makes a lot of sense there. But if you actually want to use it as a currency, there are some organizations that accept cryptocurrencies. We'll talk about a few of those in a minute. But I really want to talk about this tonight because last night was with a few friends, and one of them was saying that he was buying this website, and there was this third-party intermediary that is well trusted, and because the deal was going to be international, cryptocurrency was the way to go. Because you could use PayPal within the United States if both parties were, had PayPal, but PayPal doesn't work, all over the world. There's many countries that don't accept PayPal. So Mary said, Bitcoin. They take Bitcoin. Well, I was like, the stable coin? My friend was like, what's a stable coin? And I was like, okay, we got to start at square one. I don't know what a stable coin is. But you know what Bitcoin is? I said, how about Dogecoin? Do they accept Dogecoin? And the guy was like, I've heard of Dogecoin, but the guy said Bitcoin. So I was like, okay, so here's what we're going to do. So, I mean, how do you start with someone who's never used cryptocurrency and they want to use it in order to buy something? So you got to start from square one. And it's like wallets, right? You got to have a wallet. And so I showed him the Exodus website, because the Exodus is a wallet that I use. I don't use the app. I just use the website, their app that's on Windows, because I'm still not trusting of everything on the phone. But I think their two-factor authentication is actually much improved. And we actually set that all up. So we set that up with Exodus. And it made a lot of sense, kind of explained how it worked. And then I sent him a little Bitcoin. Took a little while, but it worked. And then he sent me some Bitcoin back so that he could see how it worked with the wallet addresses and stuff. So he got an understanding of that. And then he was like, okay, so where do I get some Bitcoin? And I started talking about exchanges, and I showed him Coinbase that I mostly use. I also showed him Robinhood and others. And he was like, hey, Kriss, I just want to do this one time right now. Can you just buy it for me and send it to me? I was like, okay, we could do that. We looked at the price. And again, this was last night. And I'll go to the Bitcoin chart. And the price was up here. So I showed him that. Well, the price of Bitcoin has gone up through the day. And I asked him when he was going to do this transaction. He said, oh, sometime this weekend. And I said, well, then you really don't want to buy Bitcoin right now. I think I'm kind of still in this bearish market. And I was like, I think the price is going to go back down. I would rather buy Bitcoin at a lower price than at this high price. And he was like, I don't understand, because I mean, he'd heard of like these big price swings that Bitcoin has, but he was like, I just want to use this to buy something else. And I don't care what the price of it is, because I'm just going to turn it around. I said, well, you're not going to turn it around for a few days, and the price could go down. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll buy the Bitcoin, and then I'll send it to you once the price is something that I think is going to be a good value. And he was like, oh, okay, Kriss. And then I wake up this morning and the price had dropped. It's just one of those things, right? No guarantees that it's not going to drop even more, but I bought $1,000 worth of Bitcoin for him this morning, down here at like 25,820 or so. And then later in the day sent it to him. So he has it. He's got the Bitcoin. He's very happy with it. And now he's got it. And the price had gone up a little bit earlier this evening. And he was like, hey, I've got more. It's worth more now than it was when you bought it. And I said, that's how it works. But there's always a risk that it might go down too. And he said, well, I don't want that risk. I'm just going to go do my transactions. So, but that's how you can introduce people to it. And I was like, slowly you can start talking. And I'm sure we'll have another conversation about it. I mean, a lot of people think Bitcoin is a store of value. There's a lot of people who are buying Bitcoin that never, ever want to transact with it. They just don't want to use it as a currency. They just want to buy it, see the price go up, and then sell it at a high price and make a lot of profit. And I know there's a lot of people who think Dogecoin the same way. I think there's a lot more people in the Dogecoin community that want to use Dogecoin as a currency than in the Bitcoin community. And that seems to be what, I mean, the general public kind of thinks as well, because the general public has heard about this Bitcoin, and in the crypto community, it's just the store of value. You hear that all the time. Bitcoin as a store of value. That's like gold, right? And you don't see people carrying around bricks of gold, right? So, but Doge, But Dogecoin is my little Doge here. But Dogecoin, that has a way of being better as a transactional currency, not only because it's a low price and it's easier to calculate, like I said earlier, but also because the perception is that the Doge is going to be able to be spent and to be used. And if you're all aware of Elon Musk and what the things he's trying to do, Dogecoin makes a lot of sense. So that's where we are. It just as a start. But here's like entrepreneur found this article. I want to buy my groceries with crypto. So what's stopping me? There are several ways to make crypto's future less daunting to reach. And this is the kind of thing that I kind of did with my friend. And then today I was like looking at this, and crypto is just getting more and more complicated. This whole Web3 stuff and NFTs and all this, and they hear about hacks and scams and bridges, FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried, all that stuff. So you gotta get through all of that. So I think the way I went about it here, just by doing a wallet first and just saying, let's just start with a wallet, because everyone knows what a wallet is. So you start with the wallet, and then you get some crypto in the wallet, and then you use that to buy something. That's the best introduction I can think of someone with cryptocurrency. And then maybe we'll talk about it again, and maybe he'll start investing in some and see what happens. Again, I'm not going to push him to that, because I don't want, if it goes down, you're like, Kriss, you told me to buy it. Now it's gone down. Well, always do your own research. Don't do what anybody else tells you to do. So yeah, there's scandals, harsh regulatory conditions, shaky market climates. That's the evils at the SEC. Like, you've got all of this, just the headwinds. Look, I use that word, headwinds. It's like all these things that you kind of have to work through. Once we can get the bad actors out of the way, get some regulation in place, crypto's the way to go. I've used cryptocurrency for many transactions. I had a guy in India do a lot of graphics for me and paid him in Dogecoin. He wanted to be paid in Dogecoin, paid him in Dogecoin. I would have had to wire money through the bank somehow. It would have taken a week, and I would have had all these fees and stuff going. And it just would have taken forever. So there's that. There's Tesla. So here's the Tesla, and you go to the Tesla, you go to the shop, you go to lifestyle, and they still have, in the Tesla shop, they still have this cyber whistle, although it is out of stock. Right now, it's been out of stock for a while, but look what the price is in Doge. It's 1,000 Doge for that, right? So it's like $60. I don't remember exactly, because I've got mine right here that I bought using Dogecoin. But I did mine, it was over a year ago. I got this, and Doge was a different price. It was a lot, and it was a lot less Dogecoin. It might have been $50 equivalent when I bought it. But this is the way Elon had it set up with the Tesla merch store. Was the price was in Doge, and when you pay for it, although it's out of stock now and I can't show you that here, when you pay for it, it's just wallet to wallet. There's no third party integrator that's sort of a middleman. It's just a wallet to wallet transaction. And they include the shipping cost. There's no tax. It's just 1,000 Doge, and they will send you the cyber whistle for that price. So that's the cleanest way to do it. But the company has to have a wallet set up, and they have all these rules and regulations about how transactions work in cryptocurrency. You don't get your money back. things like that. So there's that. And the other way you can spend cryptocurrency, that's really out there is AMC. If you want to go see a movie, and I have bought movie tickets using cryptocurrency, using Dogecoin. I think the first one I saw was last summer. The Batman movie was the first one I think that I used. This year saw the Spider-Verse movie and paid in Dogecoin. And you go and you find your movie and you click on it and you pick your seat. And when you get to the checkout, they have BitPay. And so what's BitPay? Well, BitPay is a third-party integrator. So AMC uses BitPay. And with BitPay, you can choose from a list of different cryptocurrencies that they have. And I would choose Dogecoin. And then I actually was using Trust Wallet because it was on my phone. I was using my phone actually, and I had Trust Wallet, and then was able to go directly from Doge on Trust Wallet to AMC, and it just went directly through to BitPay. Now, does AMC actually collect the cryptocurrency on their end, or do they just take fiat money? That's up to them. They can choose as a business to set that up either way they want with BitPay. I think Flexa and there's a few others. Coinbase has a business, cryptocurrency integrator into business as well. And so as a business, you can choose. You can receive the cryptocurrency through the third party directly, or you can have that third party like BitPay do the conversion for you. And so that's how that works. Now you can also get your own wallet through BitPay. You can have a BitPay wallet and you can hold cryptocurrency there as well. But it works with Exodus, it works with Trust Wallet, and others. So that's basically how it works. And when you're buying things with cryptocurrency, it's really easy. But there's really no difference between using PayPal or cryptocurrency for movie tickets. It's just I just did it for the fun of it. Like I'm spending Dogecoin to go see a movie. Kind of the fun of it. Where it really becomes very important is going to different countries, like my friend is doing that kind of transaction, because that you can't do with PayPal and you can't do with fiat money directly without going through a bank, third-party processor, and all that. So there's that, and we've got Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, Retrace. That's what we saw as JP Morgan considers its own crypto token. Well, they call it a payment token. It's not really crypto, but they have a blockchain set up here, and they're talking about cross-border payments using their own token. Now, this is what XRP is trying to do, right? XRP is trying to be this bank-to-bank intermediary for these cross-border kind of payment thing. But JP Morgan is trying to get into the game themselves, which is kind of interesting, instead of just using XRP, because they could just use XRP. But so that's the start of it. Then there's this article in the conversation. Almost no one uses Bitcoin as currency, which is kind of interesting. Bitcoin boosters like to claim Bitcoin and other cryptos are becoming mainstream. There's a good reason to want people to believe this, but it's really not used that much. The white paper calls out a purely peer-to-peer version of electronic cash would allow online payments to be sent directly from one party to another without going through a financial institution. And that is correct. And that's what I did with Tesla to get my cyber whistle. With AMC tickets, it went through BitPay. So BitPay is acting like a, quote, financial institute. They're a little middleman. They take a little bit of a fee, little slice of it that they take. But there was this survey done in Australia, and the number of people that actually were familiar with different methods of payment versus how many had actually used that payment method. And here's PayPal. Like 95% of the people had heard of PayPal, and 63% of them had actually used it. With cryptocurrency, over 60% of the people had used it, but only like 5% or 60% had heard of cryptocurrency, but only 5% had actually used cryptocurrency to buy anything. That's the challenge that crypto has, because most people are buying cryptocurrency for the price to go up and to make a profit. So it's an investment. Some call it gambling, some call it investment. How many are actually using it to buy things? Now, there are other use cases as tokens that can be used on blockchains to be able to help different activities on a blockchain. There's that, as well as NFTs and other things that are still sort of in their infancy and be able to create ways to use them effectively. But Bitcoin was invented to be a currency, and people are using Bitcoin. So that was all kind of interesting. Cryptocurrency also has this other thing, which I talked about at the beginning, about the price and the price volatility. The price goes up and down and up and down, where fiat generally is pretty level, unless you're in a country where the actual money system is in question. I mean, Turkey has been going through that challenge. Other countries have that as well. So it's good to have Bitcoin instead of that country's currency for some stability. But yet Bitcoin's price can go up and it can come back down as well. So that's the challenge there. And just like I was doing with my friend last night, I was like, I'm not going to buy the Bitcoin now. I'm going to buy it once it dips so I can get more Bitcoin for the same price. And then hopefully it goes back up and you spend what you need to spend and you have some left over. So trying to mix that together. So, I mean, we'll see how that plays out. But that's kind of an overview of what we're talking about with the actual use case of cryptocurrency. I think the best use case is these cross-border payments. Of course, the banks don't like it, which is probably why JP Morgan wants to get into that business themselves. So we'll see how all of that plays out. But anyway, that's my overview of what's kind of going on. What happened with me last night, buying this morning, and then of course this morning on this dip, I didn't catch the absolute bottom of the dip, but I was able to buy more into the Kriss DCA portfolio. So I DCA'd this morning, and I bought just about every coin in our portfolio, which is this portfolio here. So I bought a little bit of everything here this morning, because the price had dipped down, and so that was the time to buy the dip. So instead of waiting until the live stream tonight, I bought this morning, which is great because I got Doge at like 6.28. Up here it's like 6.36 now. So I got more Doge down here. So this is kind of this dynamic DCA or just really DCAing on dips is more what I've been doing, adding to the portfolio. So, but yeah, portfolio's coming along okay. It was still down. Jasmy is now in the green. We're up over 4% on Jasmy. And we're also up on Render. Render is our other one that we're in the green now. So I think by October, we're going to be seeing a recovery and more of these are going to be in the green. And I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that. And is that really what we're looking for? Bitcoin, Ethereum, Doge are stagnant amid the dollar's unnerving rise. Yeah, the DXY is going up. Analyst tells investors, just survive this month and then things will be fine to get through September. And then it'll be October. October will be up. So that's what people are saying is like, and we covered the cycles the other day, and we went through like not only the 4-year cycles, but also the monthly cycles. And months of July, August, September have always been bad. But right now, September isn't looking too bad for Dogecoin. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe this year it's different. So what's going on? Hey, Jason. Nice intro. Thank you. Yep, fun to teach people. Will there be a pump and dump when Elon's biography comes out? Probably not, Francisco. I don't think so, because it's not like a news event that's all going to be at once. It's not like Elon tweeting something, right? And then the market reacts, right? But I think there'll be some excitement around it. Of course, shorters, if the Dogecoin price does start going up quickly, shorters will open short positions and will probably trade it back down, because that's how Doge usually works. But I think it'll be interesting if the book has any other tidbits in there about Dogecoin, other than the one that was already leaked out last week that we talked about. We'll see. It'll be interesting. Cody asks, is Doge 1 actually going to be launched? I'll believe it when Elon tweets it. Until then, I got nothing. Third-party people are saying that there's this thing about November that seems to be in the works. But until I hear it directly from Elon Musk, I'm like, I don't know. You sold Dogecoin in 2022 for 55 cents. Yeah, the funny thing there is in 2022, Dogecoin was never at 55 cents. So, just saying. Maybe you mean 2021. Imagine if all companies were set up like Tesla, cutting out all the middlemen. I think that's what Elon, I think, was trying out, was to see whether that would actually work, going directly. Because Elon doesn't like banks. If you haven't noticed, Elon doesn't like banks. And the banks don't like Elon Musk either. So I think that was more of a trial than anything else with the merch store, to see if it worked. He was accepting Bitcoin for cars back in 2021 between March and May. And I don't know whether anyone actually bought a car with Bitcoin. There was no news about that at all. But yeah, DZ, can I make something if I could only afford 200 Bitcoin? 200 Bitcoin. Yeah. When Bitcoin was it like $1? 200 Bitcoin. Yeah. But today, 200 Bitcoin, that's a lot. That is a lot. Other things going on. Holding Doge is a better idea than SHIB. Well, so far it has been. Right now, 42% of all holders, this is really wallets, are in profit right now. 42% for Doge. For SHIB, only 11% of the SHIB wallets are in profit. But then you look at the whales, and the whales are determined on, some percentage of the overall supply. What makes a whale? 44% Dogecoin. So very close to the 42 of the overall wallets. But look at SHIB, 63% of the whale wallets are in profit. What does that mean to me? That means that those are the wallets that were like either airdropped or bought when the thing first launched, and bought a crap ton of them. So of course they're in profit. And that's true for all of the rest of these: Pepe, Leash, Doge Elon Mars, Floki. All of them are much lower in overall wallets being in profit, but higher in the whale wallet percentage. And most of the prices of these have been crashing too. Much more than Doge. Doge is holding strong. These others, I don't know. Now, a SHIB will probably go on another run. We've got some SHIB in our portfolio because I think SHIB will probably go on a run. But these others, Floki, I guess, had a good day today. I saw that somewhere, but it'll just go right back down, most likely. So, again, I'm not investing in any ERC20 tokens. Although SHIB is much more mainstream. It started as ERC20 token, but now they've got the Shibarium and doing all these other things. And so I put some into SHIB. So that's the one I do have that, again, it's just to make money. SHIB will go up, I'll be in profit, I'll sell, and I'll be done with SHIB. It's a one-time deal to make a profit. Doge, I'll always hold Doge. And I'll continue to use Doge as a currency to buy things because I support Dogecoin. I support cryptocurrency as use as currency. Dogecoin, in my opinion, is the best cryptocurrency. So I'll always have some Doge. We'll be doing a lot more tipping with Doge, and the profits that come out of this portfolio here, when we sell that, I will be paying out in Dogecoin. So Jason, you will be receiving Dogecoin when we sell this. If others are interested in getting a portion of those profits, you got to join the channel. So you just go to my YouTube channel, you click join, and you join. Those that are a member the longest, the more percentage of the overall profit you're going to get. That's how it works. So, and we're going to have fun between now and then. I can't wait to get through September and start to see like October and whether prices are really going to start going up. Got to get Dogecoin back above 7 cents and see whether that keeps going up. Because we're a little bit under in Doge right now, down about 10%. Got to turn that around. How do you short in the US? I believe in holding, but want to gamble some when it goes down. So you should watch Tom Crown. He does a stream 3 or 4 times a week, right around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, typically. I think he uses Femex. And I forget what the second platform is that he uses. And he does it like live on stream. He'll be shorting. So that's what Tom uses. And he's in the US. So that's what I recommend, Francisco. Check out Tom. Watch him. Just about every stream he does he does a short position. Betting that something will go down. Like I did the other day with Bitcoin. And I was like, Tom, what are you doing? Bitcoin just had a big dump similar to this, but it was a few days ago. It was this one right here. And then he started shorting it. What are you shorting for? It just went down. And then Bitcoin went crazy back up. Yeah, it was right there. And then Bitcoin went crazy back up and he got liquidated right out of his position. He said it's only $100, but it's just like, just the thought of it, because he does little bits on the stream. He doesn't bet huge money with huge leverage. I don't short. I don't like the idea of betting something's going to go down, even if I strongly believe it's going to go down. If that's the case, I'll do a swing trade and I'll sell a portion of my position and then buy it back in at a lower price. But when you're doing that, you're always taking a chance. What if it doesn't go down? And what if it just keeps going up? And then you've lost that position. So you got to be careful. You got to be careful with that trading. So looking forward to those portfolio profits. That's what Jason says. I'm just saying, I believe in the 4-year cycles. And if you guys don't understand the 4-year cycles, I just covered it yesterday. Did a whole video on the 4-year cycles. And this whole portfolio, I'm putting in $10,000 into this portfolio and of my money. Right now, we've almost put in 6,000. So we're about 60% of the way through the rest of September. We'll fund the rest of this out. Dollar cost averaging 3 times a week, buying into this because I've got a pretty strong feeling that there's going to be a bull market again, just like we had every 4 years for the past 3 cycles. It's going to happen again, and this thing is going to be in profit. And to you, there's no risk, right? Because I'm the one who's putting money in this thing. If all crypto goes to zero, I lose. All I ask you guys is to support the channel, have some fun, join the channel, and we'll have fun along the way, especially watching this thing go up. That'll be the most fun. Anyway, so that's what's going on. Again, here's Doge, keeps going up right now, which is good into the weekend. We'll see how Dogecoin trades over the weekend. We'll probably have a video sometime during the weekend, and then I'll be live Monday at 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock Eastern time. I'm in Boston. That's East Coast time, United States. That is when I will be live again. So that's where we are. In Francisco, I own 500,000 Doge, trying to get to 750K before the next big pump. Yep, just to keep accumulating. Again, not financial advice, but you can see I'm still accumulating. I still buy Doge. And on big dips, I buy even more for myself, but I'm continuously buying Dogecoin into this portfolio. And right now, this portfolio has over 16,000 Doge that we have that we've bought over the past month and a half, and got another month to go. So yeah, we'll end up with 25 to 30,000 Doge in this. Yeah, with Bitcoin, XRP, Algorand, Sheeb. When this thing started, together with you guys, we were choosing which coins we would have in this portfolio. So the only one I insisted on was Dogecoin and XRP, and you guys chose the rest, and we kind of did this together. So this is our portfolio. So we'll see how it goes. It'll be fun. So anyway, that's my story about using Dogecoin. And again, I will pay out profits from this portfolio in Dogecoin, whatever those profits are. It's going to be paid out in Doge, using Doge as a currency. So look forward to that. I hope everyone's well. I hope we continue to see green candles through the weekend. Be live again on Monday. Hope to see you then. Till then, everyone have a great weekend. I'll see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.